You never know what's going to prompt someone to call a radio show to talk about language. I'm guessing you've wondered some of those same things yourself. Why is a self-important person called a muckety-muck? How did spam ever come to mean junk mail? Maybe you grew up using the word tump to mean knock over, then moved across the country only to find out that no one knew what it meant. Or perhaps your new coworker says things like, "My car needs washed," and "the baby needs fed," and you're not sure if that's grammatically correct. There's a long tradition of this construction in certain English dialects. Or maybe you've always wondered if it's okay to end a sentence with a preposition. Absolutely. If anyone objects, tell them that this so-called rule of grammar is nonsense up with which you will not put. Maybe you're curious whether there's a word that means the place on your back that you can't reach to scratch, or the warmth of sun in winter, or to put off until the day after tomorrow. There's a word for each of those: agnestis, apricity, and perendinate. You'll meet all of them in Chapter 17. Or maybe you wonder about that weird thing Grandma used to say. Was that just something she made up, or do other people say it too? I co-host the popular public radio show and podcast A Way with Words. And the great thing is that after 2 decades, we still haven't run out of things to talk about. Not at all. Each week, listeners tune in to hear about word and phrase origins, slang, regional dialects, varieties of English, curious idioms, grammar, jargon, obscure terms, and words that might not exist but ought to. I mean, shouldn't there be a word for that feeling when you hear your favorite restaurant is closing? A pun-loving caller suggested we refer to that sinking sensation as melancholy, and have continued to use that one ever since. Over the years, my co-host Grant Barrett and I have enjoyed thousands of conversations about topics like these with callers of all ages, from kindergartners to 90-somethings. Our listeners reflect a wide span of nationalities, locations, ethnicities, belief traditions, and political persuasions. What connects them all is a shared fascination with language in all its forms. I like to think of our listeners as worders, like birders who observe those animals closely for the sheer fascination of it, without judgment. We worders love observing words and phrases in the wild, and we delight in adding those discoveries to our word hoard.